Chosen ones, something miraculous is shifting in your bank account right now, unseen by the world, but written by heaven. This isn't a delay. This isn't a glitch. This is a divine deposit. You've struggled, yes. You've endured seasons where every dollar felt like a battle. You've opened your wallet and felt the sting of empty space. But that ends now, because heaven's treasury is being opened, and your name is on the release. Comment 777 if you feel the stirring in your spirit. Something sacred is happening. You're not being ignored. You're being positioned. There's a supernatural transaction already in motion, and this time, you won't have to chase it. It's going to find you. It's going to flood your account in ways that don't make sense because they aren't meant to. Stop what you're doing and hit that like button if you're ready for what's already yours. And subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls walking in divine overflow every single day. This is bigger than one video. This is your financial rebirth. Let me say this clearly. You are not broke. You are not behind. You are being prepared for a sudden release of abundance that will silence every fear, every doubt, and every lie that told you you're running out. You are not running out. You are being filled up. You've had moments where you looked at your account and felt ashamed. You tried to budget lack. You tried to manage fear. But heaven doesn't give out survival. Heaven gives overflow. And that's what's coming to you. God's not just covering your bills, He's covering your vision, your future, your freedom. Comment 777 again if you know this message is yours. This next season of your life isn't about checks from people. It's about deposits from heaven. You're going to wake up to notifications that don't just show digits, they'll show destiny. Divine compensation for every tear, every quiet prayer, every night you laid awake, asking, God, when? Now. Now is when. Not next year, not after you hit a goal. Right now. You were born for this. You were chosen to carry wealth that doesn't just elevate your life, it spills into generations. You're not just building savings, you're building legacy. You're not just managing money, you're moving in miracles. Listen closely. The wealth that's coming to you isn't man-made. It's not connected to a job offer or a random raise. This is wealth that doesn't come from toil. It comes from trust. That's why it's arriving when it makes the least sense, because God wants you to know it came from Him and Him alone. Subscribe to this channel not just to watch, but to walk in this truth. Join the ones who've been positioned for provision. This is not about a dream car. This is not about a shopping spree. This is about divine establishment. You're stepping into a financial atmosphere where things flow, not fight. Every time you thought, I'm cursed, heaven was whispering, you're covered. Your financial story is being rewritten. You've been through the test. You've tithed from your lack. You've sown in silence. You've helped others when your own hands were empty. And now the return is coming. Don't mistake the silence before the blessing as abandonment. That was alignment. God wasn't punishing you. He was preparing the vault. Comment 777 if your spirit feels that opening in the heavens. The shift that's coming will be so obvious that even your enemies will have to admit something happened for them. The same people who whispered, they'll never make it, will watch as miracle after miracle shows up in your accounts, your inbox, your life. And they'll see the fingerprint of heaven stamped across everyone. But make no mistake, this isn't just for comfort. It's for calling. The wealth is coming to fund what you were born to do. You've got ideas that seem too big for your reality. But God is stretching your reality to fit your divine assignment. You're going to build what they said you couldn't. Fund, what you used to just dream about. Sponsor others' freedom while standing fully in yours. Chosen one, your bank account is becoming a spiritual battleground, and God is winning, not with coins and calculations, but with supernatural release, unexpected refunds, hidden inheritances, debt cancellation, favor that overrides logic. This isn't prosperity gospel hype. This is divine truth. God will supply all your needs according to his riches in glory, not your wages in exhaustion. If that's for you, hit that like button right now. Let your faith echo back to the heavens. And remember, don't chase the deposit. Chase the alignment. When you walk in purpose, provision shows up without you having to beg, prove, or overextend yourself. You're done striving. You're done surviving. You're done calculating every penny like it's your last. You're stepping into overflow, where peace replaces panic, where giving becomes natural, not sacrificial. There's money coming to you that doesn't just bless, it breaks cycles. It frees you from generational patterns of poverty. This isn't just your blessing, it's your bloodline's release. The wealth that's arriving isn't loud, it's sacred. It'll show up in ways that don't need to be announced. People will just see the glow, they'll feel the shift, and when they ask what happened, you'll say, God made a deposit, not a loan, not a paycheck, not a scam, a deposit straight from the kingdom. Because God doesn't settle debts with delay, he settles them with overflow. You thought he was late, but he was stacking it, gathering it, positioning it. The delay was never denial, it was divine accumulation. And now it's being released. Chosen one, you're about to enter rooms that your credit score said you weren't qualified for. You're about to hold keys your bank balance said you couldn't afford, because heaven's favor is not filtered through man's systems, it overrides them. Your bank account is about to mirror your spiritual rank. For too long, your wealth didn't match your wisdom. Your labor didn't match your lifestyle. Your giving didn't match your gains. But the imbalance ends here. God's not just restoring, he's rebalancing. And that means deposits you didn't apply for, accounts being filled because of prayers you forgot you prayed, opportunities being added because of seeds you didn't even know were working underground. This is not your waiting season anymore. This is your wealth transfer, and it's coming swiftly. Comment 777 right now if you're receiving this. And hear me clearly, don't just expect financial breakthrough. Expect financial clarity, because God isn't just bringing in money, he's bringing in mastery. You'll know what to do with it. You won't waste it. You won't repeat old cycles. The deposit comes with instructions, with wisdom, with peace. You'll finally be able to bless others without draining yourself. You'll finally sow from overflow, not survival. You'll finally be the lender, not the borrower. You've been asking how and when, but heaven has already moved. The money is coming, but more than that, the mantle has shifted. You're not a struggler with a prayer anymore. You're a steward with a purpose. This is a holy upgrade. Subscribe now to walk in this new realm, not as a viewer, but as a vessel. Because chosen one, this deposit isn't a fluke. It's a fulfillment. And when it hits, you won't have to wonder if it's real. The peace will tell you. The tears will tell you. The silence after years of noise and stress will confirm it. You're not chasing money. Money is chasing you. And not because of tricks or hustle, but because of obedience. You followed when it didn't make sense. You gave when it hurt. You stayed when leaving looked easier. And now God is answering. Chosen one, I need you to really hear this. You're not going to have to explain this blessing. It will explain itself. People will check your page, your presence, your posture, and know you've been touched. You won't need to show receipts. You are the receipt. You'll walk into stores and buy what you need without checking your balance. You'll cover other people's tabs and still have more than enough. You'll sow into dreams like they're seeds, not risks. This is the shift, and it's already begun. Your name is being written into systems. Your account is being flagged for favor. Your harvest is being expedited. Because heaven is not run by banks, it is run by covenant. You didn't qualify for this blessing by credit. You qualified by calling. Comment 777 now if you feel the confirmation stirring inside you. Don't doubt it. Don't reason it away. That's not your logical mind talking. That's fear trying to keep you broke. But you're not going back. This is a one-way transaction into abundance. Let me be clear. This is not about being rich for the sake of riches. This is about divine resourcing. God is releasing wealth to the ones who will carry it with integrity. Who will heal with it, build with it, liberate others with it. And that's you. You've proven yourself in the dark. You've managed little. You've passed the test when no one saw you crying, giving, scraping, praying, and still choosing to trust. Now heaven is sending what you need before you need it. Divine timing, divine deposits, divine delivery. If this is your word, hit the like button now. It's not superstition, it's agreement. Let the algorithm carry this to every other chosen one waiting for a word. Be the spark that ignites their confirmation. And if you haven't already, subscribe, not to a channel, but to your destiny. Join thousands of others who are being awakened, elevated, and resourced for the next chapter. No more lack, no more delays, no more wondering when it's your turn. It's your turn now, and your account will prove it. You won't have to force this. You won't have to beg. You won't have to keep refreshing your screen, hoping something changes. The divine deposit is already scheduled. Heaven's system never glitches, never overdraws, and never misses a transaction. You've been asking for just enough to survive the week. But God is sending more than enough to fund your purpose. This is no longer about scraping by. This is about stepping into the fullness of your assignment. Financial freedom isn't just your reward, it's your responsibility now. Chosen one, you've passed the test. You stayed generous when you had every reason to close your hands. You kept your faith while others mocked you for it. You kept sowing while they were stashing. And now the return is being multiplied. It's not karma, it's covenant. Comment 777 one last time, because something is being sealed in this very moment. Let me be clear, this isn't about ego, it's about evidence. The deposit that's coming will serve as proof not of your power, but of your positioning. You're walking in divine alignment now. And when heaven funds alignment, nothing on earth can interfere. Your debit card won't decline, your rent won't be late, your phone won't get cut off, and you won't need to borrow a cent. Because the wealth of the righteous is not a theory. It's a truth you're about to live. Expect the unexpected. Unexpected wire transfers, unexpected refunds, unexpected gifts, unexpected clearance of old debts. You won't understand how it happened, but you'll know who made it happen. And the old you, the one who panicked over money, who flinched when bills came due, who dreaded checking the mail, is being left behind. The new you is stepping into financial authority. Not arrogance, authority. The authority to say yes to what's right without calculating the cost. The authority to walk away from what's toxic without worrying about the financial fallout. The authority to fund not just your life but other people's freedom. You're becoming an agent of divine supply, and your bank account is simply catching up to your spiritual reality. Subscribe now if you haven't, because what's being released in this season isn't just information, it's impartation. Every message is confirmation. Every video is activation. And if you feel that holy pressure building in your chest as you hear these words, that's not emotion, that's recognition. Your spirit knows it's been waiting, and now the wait is over. Chosen one, let this land deep. You don't owe the system your loyalty. You owe your calling, your obedience. You don't have to make it make sense. You just have to make room. And as you do, watch how quickly things begin to shift. Emails, calls, deposits, miracles wrapped in transaction receipts. God doesn't just move in mystery. Sometimes he moves in money, not for your pride, but for your purpose. And this deposit, it's not charity, it's compensation. For every night you went without, every sacrifice no one saw, every step you took in faith. This is heaven's back pay, multiplied, pressed down, shaken together, running over. But don't forget what to do when it lands. You honor it, you move with it, you use it, because this is only the beginning. The first wave, the confirmation. More is coming, much more. But for now, get ready to check your account and see the signature of God on every line. You're going to open your banking app and pause, not from fear, but from awe. Because what you'll see won't match anything you were expecting. It'll be beyond logic, beyond budgeting, beyond anything your job or circumstance could have provided. It'll scream one thing: he did it. The numbers won't lie, but they also won't tell the full story. They won't show the nights you cried, the meals you skipped, the pride you swallowed just to make it one more week. But God saw. He kept the receipts. And now the balance is tipping in your favor. Chosen one, this is not just provision. This is reversal. Reversal of every financial curse spoken over your bloodline. Reversal of every time you were overlooked for the promotion. Reversal of every overdraft, eviction threat, and insufficient funds alert that once tried to shame you. You've been the lender of peace, the giver of encouragement. Now you're about to become the lender in finance too. But hear this, it's not just about the money. It's about what the money unlocks. It unlocks time so you can focus on your calling. It unlocks peace so you can sleep without worry. It unlocks generosity so you can give without fear of lack. It unlocks vision so you can finally move on the ideas heaven gave you years ago. And yes, it unlocks your voice again, the voice that used to get drowned out by survival. Now, with resources in place, your voice rises again with clarity and purpose. Chosen one, the transfer has already been initiated. Don't ask how. That's not your realm. Your job isn't to predict it, it's to prepare for it. And that preparation starts in your posture. Posture of praise, posture of expectancy, posture of stewardship. This is no time to downplay what you're feeling. That whisper in your spirit telling you to get ready, listen to it. That pull in your chest telling you to step boldly, follow it. Because you're not stepping into a donation, you're stepping into divine distribution. You've been faithful with little. Now you're being made ruler over much. And that much includes peace of mind, fully paid rent, creative ideas that actually have backing, business moves with no more delays, doors that don't just open, they swing wide and stay open. This blessing won't ask for your stress in return. This isn't one of those too good to be true situations. This is too divine to be denied. Comment 777 if you feel your spirit standing up inside of you right now. That's not hype, that's recognition. Your soul knows this frequency. The days of hiding your dreams behind your bills are over. The days of praying small because your account couldn't support the vision are over. You don't need a GoFundMe. You're already being funded by God. But understand what's coming is holy. You'll be tempted to downplay it, to call it luck. Don't. It's favor. Period. He's not just making a way. He is the way. And the deposit that's landing in your account soon will leave no doubt about who sent it. Chosen one, listen, this isn't the finish line. It's the foundation. What you do with what's coming will echo through your legacy. So, write the vision. Start the thing. Answer the call, because you're not broke. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You're chosen. And your account is about to prove it. And when it hits, don't flinch. Don't question it. Don't try to figure out how you deserve it. This isn't about deserving. It's about design. You were designed for overflow. You were designed to carry provision with purpose. You were designed to disrupt the cycle of just enough that kept your family in fear for generations. Chosen one, what's landing in your bank account is not a payout, it's a positioning, a shift from being the one who needs the miracle to the one who releases them. You've prayed, God, I just want to help more people. He heard you. He's not just giving you answers. He's giving you access. Access to strategy. Access to systems. Access to streams of income that don't dry up when the job market shifts or the economy panics. This is divine recession-proof wealth. Not because it's hidden in crypto or stocks, but because it's hidden in covenant. Hit that like button right now if something inside you just said, yes, this is mine. Don't wait for confirmation from people who've never seen your vision. You already know. And if you haven't subscribed, now is the time. Join thousands of other chosen souls who are stepping into supernatural provision without apology. You're not here to play small anymore. You're here to be a portal, a financial gateway for your family, your community, and the calling that's been burning inside you for years. This next deposit, it's not just cash, it's capital. Capital for the dream, capital for the escape plan, capital for the thing you thought you'd never be able to afford. And the beauty of it? You won't owe anyone but God. He's not giving it so you can look rich. He's giving it so you can live free. No more using your overdraft as a strategy. No more adding things to your cart, then abandoning them out of guilt. No more doing mental math before every purchase like you're committing a crime. This is a wealth that delivers you from fear, a provision that doesn't expire, a peace that doesn't bounce when things get hard. And when it hits, it'll be quiet. There won't be fireworks, no camera crews, just a still, holy moment where your bank account finally aligns with the abundance you've been carrying in your spirit for years. You'll check your phone, and instead of panic, you'll smile. Instead of, how will I make it? You'll whisper, he really did it. That's coming. So get ready, not with hustle, but with humility. Not with striving, but with structure. Start mapping what you'll do with the blessing. Not just how you'll spend it, but how you'll sustain it. Because you won't be broke again. You won't be scrambling again. You won't be choosing between rent and food again. That was the old chapter. That was the survival era. This is establishment. God is not just answering your need. He's honoring your name. You've stayed loyal in lack. Now you're being elevated in overflow. And when it lands, don't shrink. Walk into that bank, or that business meeting, or that real estate office, and remember, you didn't fake this. You didn't scam this. You didn't manifest this from wishful thinking. This was spoken over you. This was promised to you. This was prepared for you. Heaven made the deposit, and nothing will stop it from reaching your hands. You won't need a cosigner. You won't need to beg anyone to believe in you. You won't need to explain how it happened, because this next season of your life will carry a presence, a weight, a confirmation that money can't fabricate and people can't fake. Chosen one. The deposit coming into your account is divine proof, not just to you, but to every spirit that ever tried to convince you that you'd stay stuck, that you'd always struggle, that you'd be the almost story. But you are not the one who almost made it. You are the one God funded to finish it. And not just quietly, publicly. Because God isn't just a provider in private. He's about to make it undeniable in front of the very places that said no. In front of the very voices that mocked your faith. In front of the same accounts, platforms, and banks that used to reject your applications. You will walk back into those spaces, and this time, you won't come with a request, you'll come with resources. Don't you dare downplay what's happening right now. This isn't hype, this is harvest. You planted seeds in silence. You gave when you had nothing but faith. You obeyed even when the numbers didn't make sense. Now heaven is honoring the math you didn't think would work out. Your balance is about to shift, not just financially, but mentally, spiritually, strategically. No more budgeting from panic. No more, I hope it clears. No more needing miracles just to get through Monday. Now you become the miracle for your family, for your people, for the next generation. And hear me, God didn't bring you this far to tease you. He didn't wake up the dream inside you just to let it die in debt. This is where the funding meets the fire. And it will not be small. It will not be random. It will not be explainable by logic. It will come in a way that lets you know, this had to be God. Comment 777 if your spirit just said yes again. There is no shortage in heaven, and there is no delay in divine timing. God has watched you steward lack with excellence. Now He's trusting you with overflow. But don't just wait for it. Prepare for it. Make the account ready. Make the structure ready. Make your mindset ready. Because it's not just a one-time blessing, it's a stream. One deposit is going to unlock many. Multiple streams. New clients. Passive income. Strategic partnerships. Doors you didn't even knock on. You've been trying to figure out how it's all going to happen, but God's about to show you that when you're chosen, wealth finds you. You don't need every answer. You need alignment. And that alignment starts here, right now. Hit like to agree. Subscribe to walk in this revelation daily with other chosen ones walking beside you. And the next time you check your balance, don't be surprised when you have to check it twice. Don't be surprised when the deposit lands early. Don't be surprised when it says, paid in full. Because when heaven deposits into your life, there's no warning, just proof. The proof won't just be in your account, it'll be in your atmosphere. Peace where there used to be panic. Confidence where there used to be confusion. Rest where there used to be hustle. People won't even recognize you, not because of how much you spent, but because of how much you've shifted. Your posture is different. You're not calculating your worth based on what's left in your wallet anymore. You're moving like someone who knows heaven co-signed your destiny. Chosen one. This is what happens when God handles the deposit. And here's what they won't understand. You didn't chase the money. You didn't grind 24/7. You didn't fake a brand. You just stood in your purpose. You obeyed. You surrendered. You trusted. And now the vault has opened. Don't minimize this moment. This deposit will carry divine instructions. God is not blessing you just to see you spend it. He's blessing you to build with it. You'll invest where you used to borrow. You'll own what you used to rent. You'll fund what you used to fantasize about. And you'll do it with ease, because the pressure is no longer yours. You've stepped out of striving. You've entered supernatural supply, and the shift is already visible. It's already echoing through your circumstances. You feel it, things are aligning faster. Emails, messages, open doors, discounts, cancellations of debts, checks from places you forgot owed you, people returning what they held back. Why? Because heaven is balancing your books. He's repaying what life stole. Not just money, momentum, not just interest, influence, not just provision, power. Comment 777 if you're done playing small. God didn't anoint you for survival. He anointed you for circulation. The deposit is not the finish. It's the start of divine movement. It's momentum multiplied. And it won't stop here. This is not a one-time windfall. It's the beginning of recurring evidence. You're going to look back on this moment as the line in the sand. Before this deposit, barely getting by. After this deposit, doors flying open. Before this, constant calculation. After this, constant confirmation. You'll be paying bills early, not out of fear of fees, but out of habit. You'll be giving without thinking, because your cup keeps refilling. You'll be resting, not out of exhaustion, but out of assurance. Because when God makes the deposit, He doesn't just add to your account, He upgrades your identity. You're not poor, you're not unstable, you're not behind. You are funded, you are favored, you are free. So prepare like someone who's already received. Write the vision again. Dust off the project. Call the person you were waiting to hire, because the resources are about to match the revelation. And to everyone who watched you suffer, who saw you sacrifice, who assumed you missed your moment, they're about to see the notification hit your phone. And when it does, don't hide it. Don't shrink. Don't apologize for what was always yours. Just smile, breathe, praise, and say what only the chosen can say. It's here. Because when it finally arrives, you won't just receive a deposit, you'll receive justice. This is heaven settling accounts. Every unpaid hour, every overlooked idea, every silent seed you sowed when no one saw you. God saw it all, and He's been counting not like a banker, but like a father. And now He's repaying, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Chosen one, the overflow isn't just for you, it's coming through you. You're not just being blessed, you're being activated. Because when God deposits, He deposits into vessels He can trust. You've been tried, you've been tested, and you didn't fold. So now, the treasury of heaven is releasing the provision tied to your purpose. And this is where everything changes. You're no longer making survival moves. You're making legacy decisions. You're no longer saying, I can't afford that. You're asking, is that aligned? And don't be surprised when your circle changes. The deposit will do more than shift your finances. It'll shift your frequency. And people who only knew you when you were struggling might not recognize this version of you. That's okay. They weren't assigned to this level. Don't look back. Don't shrink down. Don't play broke to make others comfortable. You've cried through enough overdrafts. You've stressed through enough decisions. You've hidden your dreams behind maybe next year long enough. Next year is here. This is your harvest, your confirmation, your clearance. That project you shelved, dust it off. That LLC you never filed, register it. That dream you wrote down and buried in a drawer, dig it up. Because the deposit isn't coming so you can sit and admire it. It's coming to mobilize you, to build, to bless, to break chains for yourself and others. You've been sowing in tears. Now, you'll reap in clarity. You'll know what to do with it. You won't waste it trying to prove anything. Your decisions will be led by wisdom, not wounds. And if you ever forget who sent it, just look at the timing. It'll show up exactly when logic said it was too late. Because that's how God moves. Not early. Exact. And when it lands, don't ask for signs. The deposit is the sign. Hit that like button if your faith just confirmed it. And subscribe. Because we don't just speak breakthrough here, we live it. Thousands of chosen ones are waking up to this same shift. And you're not alone anymore. You're part of a movement. And it starts the moment you say, I receive it. Not with begging, not with bargaining, but with boldness. Comment 777 below if your hands are open and your heart is ready. Because heaven doesn't deposit into fear. It deposits into faith. And right now, your faith just triggered the release. So, get ready to testify. Get ready to transfer. Get ready to transform. The balance is changing. The cycle is breaking. The era of barely enough is over. Chosen one, your divine deposit is not coming. It's here. And here's what most people won't understand. This isn't just a money shift, it's a mantle shift. Something is changing in the spirit realm. You used to walk into rooms with a quiet hope things would work out. Now you're walking in as the answer, the carrier, the resource. You're the one others were waiting on, and the heavens have resourced you accordingly. You're not just being funded, you're being entrusted. This is the weight of true abundance. Not flashy, not loud, just undeniable presence. And when people sense it, they won't even ask how it will be felt in how you move. You won't need to flex. The atmosphere will bend around you because financial pressure has been removed from your back. You'll sit different, think different, decide different. You've always had vision, but now you have velocity. You're not stuck in strategy anymore, you're activated by clarity. The hesitation that held you hostage in the past has been silenced by sudden confidence, not arrogance, just a still knowing. This is the moment you've been trained for. This is what all those hard nights were about. This is what all that waiting was working toward. You were never being delayed, you were being designed. Now that the deposit has landed in your atmosphere, notice how time feels different. There's an urgency, but it's not anxiety. It's movement. Things that used to take months will unfold in minutes. Connections that used to feel forced will now form naturally. Because abundance doesn't just show up in your bank, it rearranges your calendar. You're about to have meetings you didn't request, invites you didn't chase, and opportunities that don't require a pitch, they just fit. Chosen one, this wealth isn't to impress, it's to unlock. That locked door in your heart, that creative idea you buried because there's no money for it. That urge to move, to build, to leave, to scale. It's not random, it's prophetic. And now the provision has shown up to push it forward. You'll no longer put ideas on hold while you wait for things to settle. Settling is over. This is the divine discomfort of expansion. Yes, it's unfamiliar. Yes, it stretches you. But you're not being pulled apart, you're being stretched into capacity. For years, you've carried dreams bigger than your surroundings. Now your surroundings are catching up. Your reality is rising to meet your revelation. And listen, don't fear this increase. Don't sabotage it. Don't spiritualize smallness as humility. It's not humble to suppress what God is funding. It's not holy to shrink what heaven has called forward. The more you rise, the more room there is for others to rise with you. This isn't just wealth. It's permission for others to walk boldly into their own. There are people who will be set free just by watching you move differently. When they see you pay in full, when they see you tip with joy, when they see you sponsor something quietly, without asking for a nameplate or spotlight, when they see you give without needing to be thanked. That's wealth with wisdom, and that's exactly what's flowing to you now. This isn't about keeping up. You're not chasing a lifestyle. You're fulfilling an assignment. The clothes might change. The zip code might change. But your character won't. Because you were broken in private, so you could carry blessings in balance. And now the blessings are here. You're going to start making yes decisions again, not based on discounts, but on discernment. You'll say yes to rooms that stretch you, not just the ones you can afford. You'll say yes to spaces where your presence disrupts poverty mentally, spiritually, generationally. That's what this deposit is backing. Not comfort, but calling. You won't hoard this wealth. You won't flaunt it. You'll circulate it. Because the more you release, the more God can reload. And this time, you'll move like a flow, not a faucet. You're not here to drip. You're here to drench. Atmospheres, communities, movements. You'll break cycles without even trying, just by being. And don't be shocked when you start attracting new conversations. People who used to ignore you will now ask how you did it. They'll feel the shift before they see it. And it won't be about what you bought, it'll be about what you built. The peace on your face, the softness in your schedule, the steadiness in your voice. That's what real wealth looks like, and you're wearing it already. This deposit is not funding vanity, it's funding vision. And the vision is expansive. You won't just launch a business, you'll restructure the entire way people work. You won't just pay off debt, you'll fund others' exits from bondage too. You won't just renovate a home, you'll redefine what safety looks like for your family. You won't just save money, you'll save time. Because now you can outsource what drains you and focus on what fuels you. And when the doubt tries to creep in, when old habits whisper, "This is too much," or "You don't deserve this," you'll have the receipts. Not just from your account, but from your altar. You'll remember the prayers, the fasts, the nights you whispered, "Just give me one more chance, God." This is that chance, and it's coming with interest. So don't flinch, don't explain, don't ask for permission to be blessed. The transaction has been made, the system has been updated, the overflow has begun. And you're not catching up anymore. You're catching wave after wave. And what's wild about this next season is how subtle the shift will look to outsiders until the results start screaming. At first, it won't be about big purchases or public moves. It'll be about atmosphere, posture, decisions that no longer come from desperation, but from discernment. People won't understand how you're doing so much with so little noise. But that's what happens when your provision comes from presence, not performance. You're not scrambling for visibility anymore. You're walking in undeniability. This wealth won't knock loudly. It'll settle quietly. It won't need validation. It'll come with volume. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that reverberates. You'll feel it when you rest without guilt, when you travel without explanation, when you help someone and don't need to post it for applause. This kind of wealth doesn't crave credit, it creates capacity. You'll have margin where there used to be mayhem, space where there used to be scarcity. You'll notice how your language changes. No more, "I hope I can." Now it's, "I'm deciding whether I will." No more, "if it's possible." Now it's, "How strategic do I want to be?" Because with divine deposits comes divine authority. You're not asking for permission to move anymore, you're choosing your moment. And with this comes a deep, almost sacred responsibility. Because when heaven trusts you with resource, it's not just to fix your life, it's to restructure reality for others too. You're about to become a channel for other people's answered prayers. Someone's, "I don't know how I'm gonna make it," is about to meet your overflow. And you'll do it without hesitation, without struggle, without guilt, because you'll know it was never just for you. This deposit carries blueprint energy. You're going to start building models that don't just work for you, they work through you. Businesses that bless beyond their revenue, projects that restore dignity and rebuild dreams, solutions to problems you used to cry about. That's what this wave of wealth is backing: healing that can't be budgeted, impact that can't be priced. And while others chase platforms, you'll be establishing ecosystems, places where others can breathe again, learn again, believe again. You won't just create income, you'll create inheritance, not just money in accounts, but clarity in hearts. Pathways where there used to be pressure. You'll move through airports like someone on assignment. You'll sign contracts like someone whose signature was already written in divine ink. You'll walk into rooms that once intimidated you and realize they were never closed, just waiting on your timing. And the best part, you won't lose yourself to get there. You won't have to wear a mask to be respected. You won't have to hustle your peace away to be taken seriously. You won't have to compromise your soul to be successful. Because what's funding this season isn't hustle, it's heaven. And heaven doesn't pay late. It pays perfect. You'll start having dreams that feel like strategies. You'll wake up with instructions, not anxiety, because the download is matching the deposit. You'll finally feel what it's like to be resourced and ready at the same time. No more waiting on people to catch up. No more trying to convince the room of your value. No more explaining what's already been established in the spirit. You'll build quietly, you'll bless freely, and you'll bank consistently. Because when the source is divine, the flow never runs dry. Don't be surprised when things start clearing: loans you forgot about, debts you thought would follow you forever, agreements that once held you down. God is not just sending money, He's sending release. You'll feel lighter, not just richer. You'll walk into places where you once felt small, and this time you'll take up full space. And this isn't about revenge. This isn't about proving anyone wrong. That energy died in the wilderness. This is about fulfillment. This is about the stewardship of what was spoken over you before you had language for it, before you even had a bank account. This blessing was scheduled when you were still silent, still searching, still surviving. You've stepped into the moment where silence becomes strategy, where stillness becomes strength, where what used to be counted as delay now looks like design. Because if it had come sooner, you would have spent it trying to escape pain. Now it's coming so you can establish purpose. And with every transfer, heaven is saying, "I trust you now." Not just to receive, but to release. Not just to collect, but to carry. Not just to rise, but to raise others too. There are buildings with your name on them, teams waiting for your yes, contracts that will shift culture, programs that will rescue generations. And they're not delayed anymore. They're just waiting on you to stop second-guessing the deposit. The money is not the miracle. You are. And this wealth is simply the tool to prove it. And once the flow begins, something shifts deeper than numbers. Your relationship with time changes. Where scarcity made you rush, wealth will make you selective. You'll no longer run toward every opportunity like it's your last. You'll pause, you'll discern, you'll move at a different speed, not slow, but settled. Because the anxiety of, what if I miss it, has been replaced by the assurance of, what's for me can't be stolen. You'll start saying no to things that once tempted you, not because they're beneath you, but because they're no longer aligned. The financial pressure that once kept you tethered to urgency will be gone. And when pressure leaves, clarity enters. You'll recognize counterfeits faster. You'll feel when something is forcing you out of your lane. You'll step away from opportunities that pay well, but drain hard. Because now, peace is part of the profit. You won't buy to numb anymore. You'll buy to nurture. Everything you invest in will reflect who you've become, not who you're trying to impress. Even your wardrobe will shift. Not louder, sharper, not excessive intentional. You'll wear what reminds you of where you're headed, not what hides where you came from. Because you no longer carry shame around money, you carry strategy. And with that strategy comes structure. You'll finally be able to build what your spirit has carried for years. You'll hire the people you once prayed you could afford. You'll automate what used to eat up your nights. You'll schedule rest like revenue, because now you understand that rest is part of the plan, not a luxury, but a necessity. And here's what will really catch you off guard. You'll start trusting again. Not just God, not just yourself, but people. Because wealth without trust is isolation. And you were never meant to carry this alone. This deposit comes with community. You'll attract kingdom-minded collaborators, people who see your vision without jealousy, partners who bring alignment, not chaos, advisors who don't just know numbers, they know nuance. Chosen one, you're going to be in rooms that feel like peace, not performance. You'll sit at tables where strategy flows like worship. You'll look across the room and realize everyone here has been through something, but none of us are stuck anymore. You're entering a frequency where freedom is the baseline, not the goal. And you won't fear being generous. You'll give without panic, because you're no longer pouring from a cracked cup. You're not donating from emptiness. You're distributing from divine surplus. And what you give will multiply. Not because of superstition, but because of system. You've learned how to plant, how to portion, how to protect, and now your wealth works while you rest. You'll wake up to deposits without lifting a finger. You'll open emails filled with approved and cleared and transferred. You'll forget when payday is, not because you're careless, but because the flow doesn't wait for payroll anymore. And this shift won't make you greedy, it'll make you grateful. You'll walk slower through life, noticing things again. You'll tip bigger, not to show off, but because it feels natural now. You'll overpay small businesses. You'll bless strangers without them knowing it was you. You'll hear someone whisper, "God, I just need help." And without fanfare, you'll be the answer. Not with a speech, not with a sermon, just with supply. And the craziest part, you won't feel like you're losing anything. You'll feel like you're finally in sync. Because when the deposit aligns with your design, giving doesn't hurt, it heals. It reminds you, I was created for this, not just to have, but to hold space for others until they can breathe again. You'll start writing checks for ideas that aren't even yours, just because you see what they'll become. You'll become the silent investor in someone else's restoration. And when it comes back to you, because it won't just return as money, it'll return as movement. Your name will be brought up in rooms where wealth is being distributed, not because you asked for it, but because you released it. You'll notice your pace is no longer reactive. It's prophetic. You'll be early to trends without chasing relevance. You'll build things that last because you're not building from pressure, you're building from presence. And presence sustains what performance can't. People will wonder how you got so far so fast, but you'll know it wasn't fast. It was faithful. The seeds you sowed in secret are just now blooming in public. And even then, you won't need to point to yourself. The fruit will speak. The balance will testify. The peace on your face will preach louder than any platform. This wealth isn't about elevation. It's about establishment. You are not rising to escape anymore. You are being rooted to reign. And the deeper you go into this new level, the more you'll realize it was never about just getting out of lack. It was about learning how to lead from overflow. You won't just be financially secure. You'll become the financial atmosphere in every room you enter. Conversations will shift when you speak, not because you flaunt your success, but because your very presence breaks off fear around provision. You'll speak with precision. You'll advise with authority. Because you won't be guessing, you'll be governing. People will stop asking, "How did you do it?" and start asking, "Can you show me how to build it right?" And you will not with ego, but with evidence. You won't hand out fish, you'll establish systems. Not just answers, but infrastructure. You'll teach others how to create, sustain, and expand without burning out or selling out. Because you've seen both sides. You've sat in the scarcity. You've walked through the wilderness. You've made decisions from hunger. And you've learned how dangerous that place is. So now that you're fed, you feed others with wisdom, not pity. You'll train people to steward before they spend. You'll mentor dreamers into builders. You'll remind them that wealth isn't about speed, it's about sustainability. You'll dismantle the lies they grew up with, the ones that said they had to hustle their health away, or trade their values for visibility, or break themselves down to build anything meaningful. You'll teach them to build with breath, not burnout, and watch what happens when your name starts carrying weight. Not fame, not clout, weight. The kind of weight that opens doors because of reputation, not reach. You won't have to prove anything. The testimonies will follow you. Your fruit will walk into rooms before you do. Banks will call you back faster. Investors will trust your gut over spreadsheets. Gatekeepers will move aside not out of pity, but out of respect, because you'll walk like someone who doesn't need access. You are access. And with this weight, you'll move differently. You'll no longer chase stages. You'll choose settings. You'll discern whether it's worth your energy, not just your time. Because you've learned that wealth isn't measured by how much you earn, but by how little you compromise.